Hello, welcome to Radio Bravery Live. This is a Radio Bravery World News Blitz, News Blitzkrieg, youtube.com/RadioBravery. Let's jump into the news right now. youtube.com/RadioBravery. This is an article from Infowars.com. Austrian town refuses to accept more refugees after migrants gang raped 15-year-old girl. Afghan and Somali men gang raped a 15-year-old girl here in Austria. The girl was making her way home on the evening of April 25th when she was grabbed and brutally raped. This is from mobile.newyorktimes.com. Victim calls hackers bluff as ransomware deadline nears. With the clock ticking on whether a global hacking attack could wipe out all this data, Bolton Jiang has no intention of paying the 21st century ransom. Since a week ago when the first malware struck, Mr. Jiang has been fixing and replacing computers at the electronics company where he works in Shanghai. We'll continue to cover this and see where the ransom goes and if anybody actually answers it. France to think less of itself and more of EU interests as piece of garbage. Effeminate Macron addresses France in one of his first speeches as the infiltrator-in-chief of France. France's new prime minister has set a tone. Philippe announced that his world government would rename the country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs the Ministry of Europe and Foreign Affairs. Oh yeah, they gotta add Europe in there. We are going to be thinking of Europe first, the EU first, and France second. That's globalism, folks. Here's another one. Sweden shuts down Julian Assange rape investigation. It's about fucking time. Here's another one from Vox.com. Democrats are falling for fake news about Russia. Why liberal conspiracy theories are flourishing in the age of Trump. Goes on to say President Trump is about to resign as a result of Russia scandal. Bernie Sanders and Sean Hannity are Russian agents. The Russians have paid off White House Oversight Chair Jason Chaffetz to a tune of $10 million, using Trump as a go-between. Paul Ryan is a traitor for refusing to investigate Trump's Russia ties. Libertarian heroine Ayn Rand was a secret Russian agent charged with discrediting the American conservative movement. These are all conspiracy theories that they lump together here in this propaganda article from Vox.com. Let's jump into some more news here in this Radio Bravery World News Blitz. Let's look at this one from the London Independent. Donald Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner's person of interest in Russia investigation. We'll continue to cover that, as we've already said that before, but Kushner is definitely the leaker. Here's one from Yahoo.com, finance.yahoo.com. Ecuador government asks UK to give Assange safe passage. Again, we'll continue to cover and see what goes on with Julian Assange. Julian Assange defiant after Swedes drop investigation. The war has just begun. WikiLeaks founder describes end of rape allegations inquiry as important victory, but would still face arrest in London if he leaves the fucking embassy. Yeah. So yeah, we need more than just that one single charge to be dropped. We need this guy to be a free man. Here's another one from the London Telegraph. Pamela Anderson and Lady Gaga rally to cause of Julian Assange. That ties into the speculation that Pamela Anderson and Julian Assange might be dating. Here's another one from the nationalreview.com from a piece of garbage named David French. You can find him at David French on Twitter. Don't worry, I've got his Wikipedia here also that we can go over. But I just wanted to cover this piece of shit article that he wanted to write about Chelsea Manning being a traitor. It's entitled, Chelsea Manning's release is nothing to celebrate. Our nation can't be so obsessed with Trump that it misses one of the last poisonous acts of the Obama administration. Yesterday's formal release of Chelsea Manning, previously Bradley Manning. The man broke his faith in brothers in arms, broke faith with his country, and put lives at risk. Oh, really? Put lives at risk by exposing fucking murders and fucking torture and all the shit that was going on at Guantanamo Bay? Yeah, this piece of shit writer here, fucking David French. Suck my dick, David French. This guy right here, oh, look at that. Works for the National Review. He's from the United States Army Reserve. Oh, he's from the Army Reserve, but he wants to go and criticize people who are whistleblowing on actual crimes, exposing crimes that are being done against human rights, against humans all over the world. But yeah, no, he's a traitor. She's a traitor because, oh, she abandoned her countrymen. These fucking ignorant Army Reserve fucking losers who, want to go and talk crap about people who expose other crimes just because, you feel like you were abandoned because they're not a fucking lemming who just bends over and does whatever they're told no matter what without questioning it. Yeah, sorry that you don't have a fucking brain in your head, David French. Shut the hell up. Let's look at this one right here from Wired.com. Chelsea Manning walks back into a world she helped transform. Goes on to say, whatever is ahead of me is far more important than the past. I'm figuring things out right now, which is exciting, awkward, fun, and all new for me. Goes on to talk about how the world has been transformed after finding out all the fucking knowledge that she released, like Cablegate. When Manning walked out of prison today, she walked into a different world. Before she ever contacted WikiLeaks with the cables she wanted to reveal, Manning reached out to the mainstream press. Both the New York Times and Washington Post either ignored or dismissed her, failing to get the media's attention. She turned to Assange instead, with the biggest classified information leak ever. Yeah. There's a lot of hurdles ahead for this poor whistleblower because we have pieces of shit out there who are actually traitors who want to call people like her traitor. Look at this one right here from Reuters.com. White House looking at ethics rule to weaken special investigation sources. Oh, yeah, this is more propaganda talking about how, Trump is trying to impede the investigation, even though Comey said there was never a time when the investigation was ever impeded, ever in his history at the FBI. Here's one from the AmericanMirror.com. Great again, unlike Obama, Trump doesn't bow to Saudi king. Then you see a video of him curtsying a little bit to get a necklace put on him, and the media, he bowed. Oh yeah, what the fuck ever. Nobody gives a shit. Fuck Saudi Arabia and their leadership. Let's look at this one right here. WashingtonTimes.com. North Korea attacked drones carrying biological chemical weapons can strike Seoul within 1 hour. North Korea attacked drones carrying biological and chemical weapons can strike Seoul, South Korea, within 1 hour. This is from the WashingtonTimes.com. Let's look at a couple more right here. This one's from Infowars.com. Report British teen sex slaves fed into meat grinders by Muslims. Europe continues to cower to radical Islamic death cult. And this is a video by Tommy Robinson exposing the rape gangs in Europe and what's really going on all over there in England, Britain, Europe, everywhere. Here's another one from the Washington Compost. Bin Laden's son steps into father's shoes as Al-Qaeda attempts a comeback. Goes on to say that the 28-year-old has never been photographed. No one exactly knows what he looks like. But don't worry, what's his name? Hamza bin Laden. Don't you worry, Hamza. We're coming for you. Donald Trump is about to blow your fucking dumbass out of the water. So please bring Al-Qaeda back, because we're gonna blow you the fuck up, you fucking losers. Al-Qaeda, ISIS, life's losers. Yeah, I love that Donald Trump said that. That's my new hashtag, life's losers. Anything to do with ISIS, we're gonna hashtag life's losers. And anything to do with Russia, we're gonna hashtag Russian red herring. Have you heard of the rare Russian red herring? It's very, very rare. You must search for it all the time. You may never ever see it, but it exists, and it is behind every reason why Trump was elected. The Russian red herring, very infamous, very infamous. Let's look at this one right here from Yahoo.com. Pentagon plans to annihilate ISIS fighters. Yes. Hamza bin Laden, you can shut the hell up, because you better not try to show your fucking face, because you will be exterminated with your fucking radical rhetoric. It goes on to say President Trump has instructed the Pentagon to annihilate the Islamic State group in Syria in a bid to prevent escaped foreign fighters from returning home, Defense Secretary Jim Mattis said on Friday. Yes, that is amazing. I would like to see ISIS annihilated. So that's really good news. Let's look at a couple more articles in this World News Blitzkrieg. Radio Bravery Live, youtube.com/RadioBravery is from the New York Times. Killing CIA informants. China crippled U.S. spying operations. Here's another one from the Daily Mail. Actually, two more from the Daily Mail as we end this Radio Bravery News Blitzkrieg, World News Blitzkrieg. AI experts warn humanity has to prepare now for the reckoning when robots demand equal rights. And I don't know if you've been tuning in here on Radio Bravery Live, but I've definitely been covering this for the last 3 years. AI experts warn humanity has to prepare now for the reckoning when robots demand equal rights. European Parliament is making inroads towards taking an AI future seriously. They voted to draft a set of regulations to govern the development and use of AI. Included in this proposal is guidance on what it calls electronic personhood. If a robot copy was actually an embodied version of a real person that had all the same feelings as their originator, what rights should they have? The report also addresses the possibility that AI and robotics will play a central role in job losses and calls for a feasibility assessment of universal basic income. Oh, it all comes full circle, doesn't it, folks? We got Mark Zuckerberg looking for a universal basic income that's going to shut down your freedom to make your own money, the freedom of independent contracting, the freedom of being an independent free citizen. That's Mark Zuckerberg calling for that. But then we've got the fucking AI future here deciding who's got more rights, humans or robots. We'll just fucking continue to cover that as we lose all of our rights and jobs to robots. Here's another one from the Daily Mail as we end this World News Blitzkrieg. Theresa May warns a fresh terror attack is feared to be imminent as she raises threat level to critical and orders 5,000 troops onto the streets after attack by British-born Libyan Salman Abadi. It goes on to say after the 22 confirmed fatalities of 8-year-old girls and a bunch of little girls and women, the coward pieces of garbage called Life's Losers, or ISIS, made this attack, forcing 5,000 troops onto the streets. But that's not really going to do anything except cause more fear, and they're only going to be there for a couple of days, a week, and they're not going to do anything to deal with why these attacks are continuing to happen. So thank you so much for joining me live on youtube.com/RadioBravery. This is a World News Blitzkrieg, and I will be back very soon with a lot more news. Hopefully I'll have a lot more time to cover it, and I won't be stacking up dozens and dozens of articles like this. So please subscribe today, youtube.com/RadioBravery. I am your host, Justin Belshaw, Radio Bravery Live. This is the pursuit of truth, happiness, and bravery in journalism. Thank you.